Well, the 25-26 OHL season just around the corner, and the evidence of that is the fact that we're starting to see more news items from around the Ontario Hockey League. So let's dive right into it, starting off with the Soo Greyhounds, who have some pretty big news over the last 24 hours. We're going to start off with Jeff Carter. He's going to have his number 7 retired in the rafters of the GFL Memorial Gardens, which is fantastic news, as Carter had such an amazing career at the OHL level with the Greyhounds. He was selected 3rd overall in the 2001 OHL priority selection. He was playing with the Strathroy Rockets of the JHL at the time. He's a London native and would go up north and excel with this Greyhounds team. 4 seasons, 236 career games. He had 123 goals, 123 assists for 246 points. So he was outstanding with the Greyhounds. Ended up serving as captain later in his career, showing that leadership style that he brings, and it would carry over into the National Hockey League with stops in Philadelphia, Columbus, LA, and Pittsburgh. And during his time with the Los Angeles Kings, ended up winning 2 Stanley Cups. So what an outstanding career for Jeff Carter. So his number 7 will be in the rafters, along with some other big names that have suited up for the Soo Greyhounds over the years. Wayne Gretzky's got his number 99 up there. Joe Thornton just had his number retired a season ago. And now Jeff Carter will be the latest. And that jersey retirement night will take place on Saturday, November 22nd, when the Soo Greyhounds are home to the London Knights. Now, sticking with the Greyhounds, some very interesting news being reported in Soo today. Brad Contramilio put out an article talking about some developments when it comes to a 2027 Memorial Cup bid. Apparently, a letter was sent to season ticket holders saying that a big announcement was on the horizon. So Brad got in touch with Governor and President Tim Lukenda and says that the bid for a 2027 Memorial Cup hosting job is under consideration. So the Greyhounds, they put in bids in 2020 and 2024. The 2020 bid obviously cut out because of the pandemic. 2024 lost out to the Saginaw Spirit. So they think that third time's the charm, but they do have some stiff competition. We already know that the Kitchener Rangers and Guelph Storm are putting in bids. The Niagara IceDogs, they've talked about potentially putting in a bid as well for 2027. So, the Greyhounds, I think they would be an amazing host. If you've never been to GFL Memorial Gardens, it's a beautiful facility, a lot of history on display as the passion from the Soo fans. It's incredible. So I could see them putting on an amazing tournament if they are awarded hosts, but whoever's in charge of deciding who gets to host the 2027 Memorial Cup, they got some hard work ahead of them, and it's not going to be an easy selection. The Kitchener Rangers, they've also got the history. The Odd, considered one of the most prestigious places to attend a junior hockey game. The Guelph Storm, the Sleeman Center, a beautiful facility as well, and it's also the 200th anniversary of the city of Guelph to go alongside it. So not going to be an easy selection, but the Soo Greyhounds expected to put in a bid in this latest article from the Soo today. There was a trade yesterday between the Peterborough Petes and the Niagara IceDogs, as Peterborough is sending Alex Hage to the IceDogs for 2 draft picks. That includes Barrie's 3rd round pick in 2028 and Niagara's 5th in 2029. And as of this morning, while I was about to upload the video the first time, the IceDogs have announced they have signed Alex Hage. So this is now the 3rd time they've done a trade where they've acquired the playing rights of a player. They brought in Del Elsey from the Soo Greyhounds and then signed him. And then Jacob Monks in the Max Crete deal from London, and they also signed him. So this Niagara IceDogs team, they have a great core, and they continue to add to it. Now for Alex Hage, he's got his older brother, Michael Hage, and that's in the Montreal Canadiens organization. Hage, he was drafted 105th overall in the 6th round of the 2024 OHL priority selection by the Peterborough Petes. He had a commitment for college hockey, but because of the NCAA vote last year, they now can play in the OHL, and he is going to make the jump from the USHL. He played with the Chicago Steel last year, 6 goals, 5 assists in 37 games, so not too bad for Hage. But he played with Adam Valentini last year, who is now making that jump to join the Kitchener Rangers this upcoming season. So I think this is a good pickup for the Niagara IceDogs, adding to that nucleus that they have. I know there's still a lot of question marks about whether or not more players are going to be moved from this roster. Still waiting for an update on Brady Wasselin. Does he go to the NCAA next season, or will he return to the OHL? So yeah, a lot of uncertainty still around the Ice Dogs, but I do like the players they've picked up leading up to this upcoming season. Now, the London Knights, they have also made some news. They have signed overage forward Kaeden Hawkins to an OHL scholarship and development agreement. Hawkins appeared in 58 games last season with the Waterloo Blackhawks of the USHL and had some pretty good numbers: 21 goals, 24 assists, 45 points, and that led the Blackhawks in scoring last year. So Hawkins will be one of the 3 overagers next year for London. And remember, the Knights have several players graduating this season. So this is going to be a different look next year as the Knights prepare for the next season after winning the Memorial Cup last year and winning back-to-back J. Ross Robertson Cup championships. So the OA situation is going to be fascinating to follow with the London Knights, because if you look at who is eligible for this year, starting off with the defensemen, you have Cam Allen and Oliver Bonk, like 2 great defensemen who will likely be American Hockey League next year at least. And then you look at the OA candidates from the forward unit. That starts with Noah Abelflan, who I think will be back as an OA next year, along with Jesse Nurmi, Denver Barkey, Blake Montgomery, Easton Cowan, and Casper Hultinen. So those are some big OA candidates who are likely graduating to the National Hockey League or American Hockey League next season. So that's why they're bringing in a player like Hawkins, who has that scoring ability. He's got some size to his advantage as well, joining the Knights organization. So I think this is a good move for London, trying to stay competitive as they typically are. But a lot of change coming up into this season for London. And it's going to be fascinating to see how Mark and Dale Hunter are able to navigate this team to keep them. I'm figuring they're still going to end up top 4 in the Western Conference standings. That's just what I'm figuring right now. I will be doing a team-by-team preview and what the expectations are for each team. But right now, I feel as though London should still be a top 4 team in the Western Conference next season. Although we did learn that they will be without Rene Van Bommel, who has agreed to play with the Lake Superior State University next year. So that's another piece leaving this organization. I know Van Bommel, not one of those key players for the lineup, but with the Knights these last few years, it was that next man up approach. And when Van Bommel was counted upon, he would also find a way to contribute. So that's another piece leaving this organization going into next season. There were also a couple of big import signings, starting off with the Brampton Steelheads. They have a commitment from centerman Matej Stankoven. If that name is familiar, he has a relative who plays for the Carolina Hurricanes with Stankoven. So the Brampton Steelheads pretty excited about what the Slovakian native brings to this team. He was selected in the first round, 38th overall in the CHL import draft. He has that offensive flair, 14 points in 17 international contests with the U17 team last year. So Stankoven also has that leadership ability. So for the Steelheads, we know that this team has lost a lot of key pieces from last year, but he'll be able to probably fill some of that missing offense to this group. But still, it's never an easy transition coming over to play the North American style. So don't have high expectations right away for Stankoven. It will likely take some time. Think of Emil Hemming with the Barrie Colts. The start of this season was pretty slow for him, but as the season went on, we started to see a lot more from Hemming. So I would expect probably the same from Stankoven when he comes over to join the Brampton Steelheads next year. And finally, the Saginaw Spirit, they have also signed their first round import selection. Nikita Klepov has agreed to play with the Saginaw Spirit. And for Klepov, he played last year with the Sioux City Musketeers in the USHL. So already playing the North American style, getting used to the systems here. 31 points in 59 regular season games last year. So for the Saginaw Spirit, the big question, does Michael Misa and Zane Parekh return? Does one of them return, or are they both going to make it to the National Hockey League? Misa has still not signed his entry-level contract with the San Jose Sharks. There's still that off chance that maybe he goes the NCAA route, but I wouldn't be surprised if Misa does join the San Jose Sharks and gets a chance. But then how long does he stay? Does he end up coming back to junior? What did the Calgary Flames do with Zane Parekh? So there's a lot of questions right now with the Saginaw Spirit team, but with getting Klepov signed, they're confident that he'll be able to help with that offense and give them another look when it comes to their top 6. So that's how I see it from the booth with these news items. Let me know in the comment section down below your thoughts on any of these stories. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you haven't clicked subscribe already, as we're just a few weeks away from training camp and the start of the 2025-26 regular season. Cannot wait. And yeah, we'll talk to you again soon.